I emceed a couple weeks ago, and that chicken code came up like 10 times. That was a moment. So welcome to Win Cups. This is our mission to support entrepreneurs, lower the barrier of access to education, resource, and connection for all types of new and aspiring entrepreneurs throughout the United States. This is our amazing team of organizers who volunteer their time every week and every month to curate this fabulous presentation format for our entrepreneurs. So let's give a shout out to Erica and Britt and Tyler, Bill, Pramila, Stephanie, Siobhan, Sean, Brian, and Ray and Paula. Thank you for all you do. And if you're interested in sponsoring, donating, presenting, just come see one of us and we're happy to chat with you about that. Or just chat, you know? I like chatting, it's fun. So the format is we will do our presentation. Afterwards, we'll have a Q&A. We ask that you please, if you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand, and one of us will bring a mic to you so that the lovely Brian, who is recording, can hear what the question is. And then, yeah, just state your name. It's a community event. We're building community, so just say, hey, I'm Sean, I got a question. And then just keep it to one if you can. If we have time, we'll come back around and do some questions. We do have free parking in the back parking lot. Our friends Pollen at the coffee shop, a lot of their customers use the front street. So if you didn't know, now you know. You can park in the back for free. And bringing your own mug. I had a plug for Ron.
Plug for a mug.
Okay. And nope. That was the end. Right. I need your help. Okay. Okay. So raise your hand if you've ever gone shopping and you found that fabulous outfit, jacket, pair of shoes, and you're like, yes, for the rest of the day, just like on a cloud, the rest of the week, whatever. You feel fantastic, right? Yes, it's a fantastic feeling. Love it. You go to that event, you go on that trip, you feel amazing, and then there's another event, and there's another trip, and that trip has a totally different vibe. So you're like, I need a different outfit. You want to go shopping, you go to this awesome, curated, antique store in Soho, and you try on that dress, and it's amazing, and then they tell you it's $500, and you're like, that's 2 weeks worth of groceries for me and my family, and now I have to make a choice between feeding my family and this amazing skirt. I don't know what to do, I know what I need to do. But what if I told you you didn't have to be in that predicament, that you could go shopping for all of the fabulous things and not have to worry about breaking the bank? As we called it back in my day, balling on a budget. So that is actually a thing, because this gorgeous, fabulous, amazing human has brought us that opportunity in Asheville to look and feel fabulous every day and not have to break the bank to do it. So, once we get our slides up, I am really, really excited for this presentation. I have not been yet, but I'm going soon, because I didn't get that $500 skirt. So clearly it's still in my brain, so I've got to make up for that.
Save the children.
Yes. Yeah, they're 2 teenagers too. They eat a lot. Like a lot. Back in. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So, without further ado, let me introduce Miss Morgan Dugan.
My voice is quite shrill. I project. So. This one's probably ladies in the house. Ladies, let me My name is Morgan. I've lived in Asheville for about 10 years now, and this past spring I started a fashion library and a shared community wardrobe called the Closetorium, in hopes that it might inspire a new approach to the way our world views fashion. Let's see if this works. So let me start off first by saying I've never considered myself to be a fashionista. I've never worked in retail. In fact, I had previously spent my entire working life as a gardener. I studied sustainable agriculture in college, and I've always been passionate about ways to manage waste and pollution. Because of my love for sustainability, I never really enjoyed shopping. It was a daunting task. I had my mind racing with a million questions all the time, like, do I really like this? How much am I gonna wear it? Is it worth the money? Don't I already have enough clothes? I had such a disdain for shopping, and yet looking at my wardrobe was always associated with this feeling of disappointment and lack. I had plenty to choose from, but nothing that filled me with excitement quite as much as wearing that fresh new piece for the first time. So I decided when me and my girlfriends all moved to our commune together, we'll have a whole building filled with all the clothes that were open to sharing, and it will be our Closetorium. So we never had to feel like we don't have something fresh and exciting to wear. And then I watched a documentary and realized that the problem with fashion goes so much deeper than my own personal closet depression and shopping fatigue. Buy Now is a powerful documentary illuminating the profitable markets for selling cheap, disposable products. From cell phone companies changing their charging ports so you have to buy a new charger, to appliances with kill switches after a certain number of years so they have to be replaced, industries have learned that they can make a lot more selling cheap products that don't last versus quality products invested in for life. One of those products that we can't seem to get enough of is clothes. Within the last 30 years, our clothes have gone from an investment to a disposable product, strategically designed to wear down, fade, or go out of style. We're bombarded with endless micro-trends, and every look you could ever imagine, at prices that encourage us not to think twice about how long these articles will actually last. This business model is known today as fast fashion, and it is rapidly producing a chemical and waste pollution problem at a global scale. Fast fashion business model is simple. Make it cheap and make a lot. Like a lot. The megalodon of all the fashion industries, Shein, has been known to put out over 10,000 new looks on their website in one single day.
Wow.
And these articles are not made to order. They're already made. In fact, the fashion industry is producing 11.4 million new articles every hour in hopes to entice us enough with unlimited options and unbeatable prices so that we don't stop and think about the actual cost and the environmental impact. Today, the fashion industry has become our world's third largest polluter on Earth, contributing to 10% of the world's carbon emissions and 25% of global chemical output, as clothes today are now made with a cocktail of around 8,000 different synthetic, non-biodegradable, toxic materials, heavy metals, PFAs, carcinogens, polluting our air, water, and soil, and taking up to 200 years to break down. Today, 70% of our clothes are synthetic, and it's becoming harder and harder to find natural materials that don't look like you're wearing a $250 potato sack. The fashion industry is also our world's second largest polluter of water. As toxic chemical dyes and microplastics from polyester, nylon, spandex leach into our waterways during manufacturing, and even when we wash a load of laundry. The unfortunate reality we send one full garbage truck of textile waste to landfills and incinerators every second. And that's not all. As I was continuing my research, I was shocked to find that at every avenue you look at fashion, it's filled with corruption and greed. From the worker exploitation in sweatshops overseas, to toxic chemicals leaching into our bodies, disrupting our hormones just from wearing them, to dumping our bottom of the barrel articles onto the beaches of developing countries like Ghana. We receive 15 million articles of our unwanted clothing every week and creating an actual natural disaster, a fashion disaster. An actual, factual, natural fashion disaster. All of this waste, just for industries to purposefully destroy and discard their unsold merchandise. Why would they do that? To protect brand exclusivity and to benefit from the tax write-offs on their losses. Today, almost 1/3 of the clothes produced are thrown away before they're ever even worn. I realized that even though my closet felt dismal, there was absolutely no reason to buy any new clothing when these industries are producing more than we or the earth can even handle. And that's when the light bulb came on. Maybe the Closetorium is bigger than me and some girlfriends on a commune. Maybe this is our solution to stand up against corporate greed and resource exploitation. And so the Closetorium was born. A fashion library where new wardrobes aren't purchased and discarded, they're withdrawn and swapped like an endless library of luxury. In January of 2025, I achieved nonprofit status for a space centered around community collaboration and sustainable resource circulation, and I began collecting clothing donations around town. By the end of spring, I opened the doors of the old discount tire barn in Biltmore Village with a sustainable fashion show and over 1,000 donated pieces. Today, we have almost 5,000 articles in our inventory and 138 members. Are there any members here?
Yeah!
Who have now withdrawn and swapped over 1,715 new loads.
Nice.
Our quality and selection is only getting better and better as more and more people discover the abundance that's possible through community resource sharing. Almost everybody who comes into the Closetorium for the first time thinks that we're just another retail store. And it's the best feeling to see their eyes light up when they discover it can all be theirs to access whenever they need. At first, some people didn't quite get it, thinking, I don't know if I want to rent clothes. But after explaining the problem with fast fashion and our world's overconsumption, they began to realize that buying new over and over and over again doesn't really make sense. It's not sustainable for our wallets or our planet. To sell us more by creating this false sense of scarcity and a need to keep up, we're able to come together and say, your cheap products are not worth the earth. And the truth is, we already have everything we need. Some of our members have been excited to share that since joining the Closetorium, they haven't purchased a single new article of clothing, and are thrilled to always be finding new and exciting pieces as more and more quality donations come into the inventory. People are so happy to donate their luxury to a place where these articles will be shared, cherished, and swapped in a sustainable circular model. And if there's any city to show the world the real value of community resource sharing, it's Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, man.
In September of 2024, when Hurricane Helene came to the mountains, we watched as our community came together to lend a hand to anyone in need. We witnessed firsthand that even if we don't have everything we need individually, we have everything we need collectively. Regular people were volunteering their time and resources to bring support. But there was one resource in particular that quickly became a little too abundant.
The clothing situation is just getting out of control. I mean, people are banging on the side of the streets here. We have so much used clothing, and we don't know what to do with it.
Clothes began flooding our donation centers at unmanageable rates, and centers had to actually ask people to stop. My twin sister and I were volunteering every single second of every day during that time. We witnessed it firsthand right here in our community. We don't need more clothes. We need a place where we can access anything and everything in a model that circulates our resources rather than sending them to the landfill. Today, when our earth is crying for us to slow down its consumption, fashion industries are projected to expand, and the fate of our world is in our hands. We have an opportunity to develop a real solution to our shared closet depression and our textile waste problem without having to wear what we already have over and over again. Closetorium offers the #1 most sustainable way to experience fashion after becoming a nudist. And with the rate of clothing donations coming in exponentially, we also have an opportunity to bring fashion libraries to every major city so we can really feel the abundance and circulate our clothing on a national level. Imagine not even having to pack your bags when you travel. When big business would rather cut corners, outsourcing jobs in clothing manufacturing overseas, fashion libraries across the country bring high-quality, dignified jobs primarily for women in sustainable clothing circulation, repair, and management. The Closetorium offers us an opportunity to step off of this consumerist treadmill of resource exploitation, access even more variety than fast fashion can offer, save money on clothes so we can invest in real quality, and virtually eliminate our world's 3rd largest source of pollution. Together, we can begin to put pressure on industries to bring back the quality that we saw before vintage was vintage. We can ask for more natural materials like cotton, wool, silk, and linen. We can bring back quality clothing as an investment in our future. And for everything else, you have a fashion library to meet your needs. Any sustainability advocate will tell you, the most sustainable piece of clothing is the one that's already in your closet. So let's build the biggest closet on earth together. Fashion revolution begins in Asheville, North Carolina, and sustainability has never looked so good.
I'm really glad I didn't buy that skirt in Soho. I'm really glad I didn't buy it.
That's right.
So who has some questions for Ms. Morgan? I will bring you the mic.
So I just think that was so amazing. Thank you so much. When can we add a kids section? Like the amount of waste kids go through.
Exactly.
Like,
Yes.
my mom buys my daughter like 75 sweaters and she wears like 3, right? So
Right.
I'm here to help.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was amazing.
Thank
but
you.
Let's add kids.
Yeah, so that's a great question because, yeah, kids grow. They grow fast. They go through their clothes. We right now don't have a children's section, but we have an entire bin of free clothes. Anything that's not quite good enough for the inventory is just piling up now, actually, a little bit. But I put the kids' clothes in there, so moms can always come in and just grab some free kids' clothes. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ray, and I'm curious, what's the proportion of women's clothes to men's clothes in your shop?
Great question. I started off with very, very little men's clothing. The donations just don't come in quite as frequently because I think men actually wear their clothes and they wear them until they can't be worn anymore. But right now it's about like a ratio of probably 80-20 women to men. We're looking to expand the men's department as well and cater to them, but they're not the problem.
Hi, I'm Pramila,
Hi,
and
Pramila.
I love coming to the Closetorium. Most of my outfits are from the Closetorium, and great presentation. But you know, you didn't mention how much it costs and how great your plan is for people to participate.
Right.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, thank you for that. Yeah, so we have a monthly membership fee, which is $33 a month. You can save 10% if you pay seasonally. You can save 30% if you pay for the whole year. And then we have $1 per article withdraw. So that's just so you can take 10 articles at a time. and you take it for as long as you need. Once you get tired of it, you bring it back, you get some more stuff, as long as there's only 10 out at a time. And so we charge that $1 processing fee just so that, people who really have quite a passion for shopping contribute a little bit more than somebody who just maybe wants a nice dress for dinner once a month.
Hey,
Hey.
I'm curious, do you have plans to expand or franchise?
I absolutely want a franchise, yes. We will quickly have too much inventory for the space. Like I said, the donations are coming in exponentially, and so I'd like to operate as a nonprofit franchise, and any woman who says, I found a space, I will happily, bring them their initial inventory and help with setting up their system and show them how it goes. But we definitely are looking for a little bit of tech advancements, because I use a library platform that tracks all of the members, tracks all of the inventory, and if I'm thinking of a really large scale, I'd want each location to have their members in their inventory, but then the members can access all of the locations. So we're figuring that out.
Hey, Morgan.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. I'm Nikki. I am a founding member of the Closetorium. And I'm actually rocking one of her outfits, the skirt and the jacket. Thank you for all that you're doing. And I just wanted to make that statement to say thank you. And if you have not been, you need to go.
Thank you.
It's an awesome model that you're developing, and it's an honor for me to be sharing it with my scholars. Thank you.
And you're next week, aren't you?
Yes.
She's next week. Yay.
Hey Morgan, I'm Rachel. A couple minutes ago, we just were laughing together about women being the problem versus the supply for men. And I just wanted to bring in the sort of equity and economic element between the genders. Mm-hmm. In 2014, there was an Australian news anchor who wore the same suit every day for the entire year.
Nice.
And no one noticed.
Yeah.
And he did it on purpose.
Right.
To show how the expectation for women is so disproportionate. So not only do we have disparity in what we make, but over a woman's lifetime, if she has a college degree, by the time she's 50, she has lost an average of $400,000 in income between the disparity in pay, the pink tax. Mm-hmm. Women lose money just being in a childbearing age under the possibility, whereas men get a fatherhood parenting bonus for their, so one of the things I wanted to just point out is that women are required, if a woman opts out of wearing makeup, or doing her hair, or not dressing the part, she loses her value, and she's seen as less competent. And so this has a profound impact for women if we can help them to, in any way possible, level up. So just adding that into what you're doing is so important on so many levels. So thank you.
Thank you. No, I started practicing wearing one outfit a week, and it's so great. It's so great. The decision fatigue is gone. I don't have to do as much laundry, and I really I can put a lot of time on it, and then I only have to put it the time in twice a week. So I make some posts about that on the Closetorium Instagram, and trying to normalize just utilizing your clothes until they're really ready to be washed, because like I said, washing clothes sends chemicals into the waterways. So that goes as well with the more you wear your clothes, the more you wash your clothes, the more you hold on to your clothes, the less toxic they are. So the ones that are really the safest are the older ones.
Morgan, thank you. This is fantastic. Just a question. You said you're set up as a 501c3. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious what led you to that direction as opposed to going for profit.
I think because primarily the Closetorium is on a mission to reduce textile waste, and it has all these other benefits as well. But I really thought that it would be good to establish that as a mission, and it sort of it's helpful too, just because people are a lot more inclined to support a nonprofit, help a nonprofit. You know, there's a lot of free marketing. There's a lot of people asking me for interviews and things. So it kind of takes a little bit of work out of my plate for, you know, trying to get out there and get people to join the mission. Thank you.
Hey, this seems like an awesome business. I had 2 quick questions. The $33 a month, is that like per person or like for a family?
Great question.
And then also, I think there's programs that help people that are interviewing for a job that don't have a suit or
Right.
don't have, you know, interview clothes.
Yes.
Have you worked with them or contacted them?
Yes, I'm working on trying to get in contact with some other nonprofits to help with like workforce readiness. I think I have 2 men's suits, and then I have like 5 women's suits, and they're all one size. So, because they all came from one person. So definitely want to expand the workforce attire and be able to, you know, uplift other nonprofits and offer that as a service to them for people who are maybe going through some sort of transition or crisis. And then as far as the pricing goes, we have no problem with families, partners, roommates, you know, sharing a membership to save. There's so many ways to save. You just can, you know, they can only, if you're sharing it with your partner, you know, you can get 2 things and your partner can get 8.
Hey, Morgan Max Humphrey. I was curious, how are you managing all this inventory digitally? You mentioned that you were using the library system, there's a check in, check out.
Yes.
And I'm also curious, given that a lot of the fashion interest is on changing tastes, do you index these clothes and say, okay, it's spring, we're gonna bring up more green, put away less blue? Like, how do you manage that change in temperament with the inventory management systems that you have?
Right. Well, we're coming up on, you know, 1 year of being open this spring. So, let's see. My library platform is it's called My Turn, and I input each article. I tag it on a hanger. You know, so that's the one thing about the Closetorium that's a little different than a retail store, is you have to keep the little tag with the article because it's keeping track of the inventory in the system. And then I have all of the members on there and what they have withdrawn. And I think that you had another part of your question, but I'm forgetting what it was.
It's really nerdy, but like indexing fashion, like how do you keep those kind of cycles like up to date? Because I imagine if you move certain shirts or certain colors,
Right.
clothing to the front of the store versus the back, and then
Yeah.
what goes in that's just like not being used or maybe needs to be unfortunately discarded. Like how do you manage that process?
I haven't really gotten there yet, so we'll see. Like, I started with 1,000 articles, and I was so happy to have them. And now it's getting really full in there, and it really operates like a closet where it's like you know where your things are, you know where to find something, and you have shorts if you're going on a vacation, you have winter coats if you know, if it's cold out. So I haven't really gotten there yet, but I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Hey there, I'm
Hi.
Alan. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. Is there anything that we could be doing to donate more consciously, since that sounds like that's a problem and we think we're doing something good? Curious if
Right,
we could be more
exactly.
conscious.
Exactly. I think that a lot of people aren't aware of the textile waste problem. I think that the fashion industry does a really good job not letting us realize that we really donate our clothes so that we can feel better about getting more stuff. And we think we're clearing out our closet just so we can fill it up again. So yeah, so far, I'm so grateful to not be a dumping ground like somewhere like Goodwill or the Restore, where, it's called wish cycling. You wish somebody would really like this, but probably not. So like I said, we have a free bin, and it's getting pretty full now. Thinking about converting it into like 3 so that it's by size, because people are like intimidated because it's so looming. But we're also going to be working on like facilitating workshops and upcycling and sewing. So we'll be able to, I have 2 sewing machines in the space, and hopefully partner with like the tool library and all the seamstresses in the city and get this trash into treasure. Thank you.
Hey, I think this is working. Hey, I'm Megan. I spoke to you last week. Great concept, great idea. I have a question question about the cleanliness. Like how are the clothes clean, sanitized?
Yeah.
Some people have allergies.
Totally.
So, yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So I'm working towards raising the funds for a washer dryer install. Right now, I'm taking all of the clothes home to clean, and it is a lot. So I do, I ask members to, like, if you can return the clothes clean, that's great. And we have blue light for sterilization, and I just heard there's like a measles outbreak in Goodwill. So I really think that, when you go in there, my eyes get, like, the Goodwill, my eyes go blurry and I get really dizzy. Like, I don't think I think they could be doing more to sterilize, using things that are like, chemical free, like ozone for those seasonal outbreaks to sterilize the whole place. And I really am like looking towards the future of like technology that they use, such as blue light at hospitals to sterilize beds. Could easily be a cabinet where somebody tries on their clothes and then they put it into the cabinet and the blue light comes on. So we're just dreaming here.
Okay, I think I'm next.
Hi, Dom.
Hi, I'm Kiana, and I am a Closetorium member, and this is from the Closetorium. So really excited. But actually, the question I wanted to ask is, business-wise, what do you need to be able to expand? Do you need mentors? Do you need investors? Like, what would kind of take this to the next level to take all this off your shoulders? Because I know you've really been holding this as the visionary, and the community has helped you build it, but for the business level, what do you need to like speak to this room of fellow entrepreneurs that can provide that and uplift you to the next level?
Thank you. Yeah, I am just figuring it out as I go, and so any and all help is so great. I started, we opened with a really big like discount for the first 100 members so that I could like cover the lease, and that happened, over the course of like maybe 5 months, which was really good. And I think I'm sort of staying in a plane of not having a lot more sign-ups because of the winter and my garage doors closed, and so people aren't really coming in. And I'm having more and more work to do with the more donations coming in exponentially, that I haven't had quite as much time for marketing and other things like that. So in any way that anyone is interested in uplifting this mission is so appreciated.
Where are you located?
I am in Biltmore Village in the old discount tire barn, 5 Sweden Creek.
I'm Nina. Have you ever thought about doing like a fashion show or different things around the community that could also like get your name out there more?
Yes, our grand opening was a fashion show, and it's a really nice space. It's a really big space. It's getting a little full with clothes right now, but I can always push things back and open it up to a pretty decent like event space. So anybody also that is like interested in hosting events or workshops, like this is a hub for caring for clothes and uplifting the mission. So I'm all for collaboration. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Will right here.
Hi, Will.
Just a quick question. I know, the ask was like, what can we do to help you? I think a follow-up question I'd like to understand is, as you're growing and you're having to take on more tasks, what are the tasks that are the most time-consuming that we could like target some specific skill sets here that somebody can maybe help you with more directly than just a general statement there. So like what specifically is taking the most time, or maybe something that could be automated?
Right. Surprisingly, it's steaming wrinkles. It takes like 3 minutes per article, and there's 5,000 of them. I mean, but they'll need to get steamed usually when they come back in, because even if the articles are clean, we want them to be free of wrinkles. So that pet hair is a little bit of a challenge. And if I had a washer dryer on site, I imagine I would be doing it a lot faster.
So turning the clothes over, basically.
Turning the clothes over, yes. Yeah, inputting it would be great to find something that was a little bit more automated, but it takes me about a minute per article to get it into the system with a photo, an ID, and description.
I'm Sarah. I love what you're doing. Thank you so much. I am a big fan of clothing swaps, and I'm just wondering if all this free stuff you have that's no longer good for your store, if you're partnering with local clothing swaps to get it out of your hands.
Yeah, I need to get in contact with someone. I just know I'm familiar with like the guilt of dumping like the donations on people. So I have sort of pledged myself to not donate it to Goodwill and kind of cross that bridge when I get there, and hopefully, because again, I don't know how I would feel about donating it. Okay, great, thank you.
Hi, I'm Annie. I'm also a nonprofit founder, executive director, doing it all myself. So I would love to collaborate and learn from each other. What's your team and board look like? How much support do you have?
It's definitely like a little bit of, I want to do this. Can I put you on the board of directors? And even though you're really busy and still working your day job and totally probably can't like help all that much. So we are looking to expand the board of directors, and yeah, thank you for that. Did that fully answer your question? Okay.
Hey, I am also a member and wearing clothes from there. I love it. Yeah, and I'm so excited about this. Totally bought in. Want to see this succeed and have financial sustainability to succeed. And so I'm curious, do you have plans to have some more staff help, and what would that look like? I guess I'm wondering what's the future overhead? Is there a match with the current number of subscriptions? And if not, are there possible other revenue streams that could help support that, just so that you can feel supported and not take on everything? Because steaming and running a company is really hard to do, I imagine. And
it's like my downtime.
Yeah.
I am still working my day job. So we are covering the expenses, and I'm really happy with how quickly we did that, but I am working as a gardener during the day. We need about 300 members to be able to pay myself and maybe a part-time employee, and I also will be implementing a sign-up fee, but I just didn't really want to implement that until I felt like I could, breathe a little.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Look into Caleb's, the City of Asheville Youth Leadership Academy. You don't have to pay them. They're paid by the city. And it'll provide you some interns throughout the summer. They're youth, and I think they come, I know at one point in time it was city school kids, Sousa and Asheville High, but it might be Buncombe County now. And I don't know if you know much about it, Mrs. Cush, but yeah, I think that could give you some help that you don't have to necessarily worry about the overhead, but they still get paid.
Okay.
So look into that program. And any business in here, look into the City of Asheville.
Hi there. My name is Peter, and I thought I had it. So my name is Peter, and I take pictures on behalf of 1 Million Cups so that they can use it for social media. So as we wrap up here, would you be interested in having everyone that is outfitted in some of your clothes today up front? We can take a big group picture. All right, so when Siobhan says the time is right, and then after that, maybe a complete group picture of everybody if you want.
So I think we've got time for one more question.
Okay.
Hi. Sarah here. Are you accepting volunteers? I know the internship program, that's a great idea, but do you want volunteers?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we're open 3 to 7, Monday through Saturday. So the small hours right now, just because I'm still working my day job, but also any member who reaches out to me on Instagram can pretty much get into there anytime.
So we want it to feel like it's your closet. So yeah, if you message me and you say I want to go check it out and it's not during hours, I'll totally meet you there. Exclusive access.
All right, let's put our hands together for Miss Morgan Dugan. Well, that was fantastic. My goodness, I'm so inspired. And yeah, I want my kids to intern there for sure, like for volunteer, because they're 2 teenagers. They go through a lot of clothes as well, so they need to understand the impact and be a part of the solution. Just real quickly, our amazing event sponsors, Charlie and Troy Ball, Hatchworks Co-working, Mountain Bizworks, Pisgah Fun, NC Idea, Patrick O'Kane with EOS Entrepreneurial Operating Systems, the Brookshire Group, ERC Broadband, Brick Creative, Dynamite Roasting, Broadbeam, Live Media, Western Carolina, and SCORE. And these are some events happening this week. So let's see, we've got the fabulous Nicole who's presenting next week. Excited for that as well. Digital Nomads on the 18th, Leadership on Tap, Intro to Positive Leadership at Mojo Co-working, and I believe that is with Mr. Adam Knapp. I don't have a basketball game tonight. I think I might be able to go.
Great. Just on that point, just to kind of fill in, a leader in our state, our wonderful city. Her name is Linda Rulin. She's going to be talking about positive leadership, and she's going to be at Mojo tonight, starting at 6. Drinks available. It's going to be a tight fit, so come to sit in with a bunch of people. Small room.
Awesome, sounds great. Thank you, Adam. On the 19th, from Marketing Plan to Action, choosing which activities to prioritize. A live event online, 1 p.m. Register on SCORE website, $15. Prioritize. I need help with that too. All right, this is all sounding great. Mountain Bizworks has an orientation session. Learn what resources are available that will help you start, grow, and thrive in your business via Zoom from 10 to 11. Another Digital Nomads event. I don't know how to say that. A new way to collaborate, co-work, and connect. I don't know, is that where it is? That SYZ Dream One? Okay. Homework. And then Tuesday night slopes. At Hatley Point. I've heard good things about this place, so if you're available to get out on the slopes, go for it. Also, NC Idea is doing a grant cycle. Applications are now open for micro and seed. Looks like the deadline is the 23rd. And if you'd like to sponsor, you can contact Erica at Asheville at 1 Million Cups or scan our lovely QR code. Or if you'd like to present and have this amazing platform to spread the word of joy and fashion and sustainability and all the things, please do. That's all we've got for this week. Feel free to stick around, drink some more coffee if it's not already gone, and just hang out, chat, and look at everyone's fabulous outfits. Oh, and we do, if you can stay, feel free to come up on the stage, and we're going to do that group photo. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.